It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview the Hillsboro Hops Baseball Mascot Coordinator, Nick Gardner. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well.
Can you talk about how you knew that you wanted to work in professional sports and be a mascot coordinator?
Yeah, so my sports career kind of started at an early age. I started about at the age of 13. I started coaching and officiating. Eventually, I wound up running the Daktronic scoreboard system. So I learned how to operate scoreboards at an early age and just kind of fell in love working in sports. My dad's a big Boston sports fan, so I was kind of indoctrinated into the whole sports culture and all that stuff. And I just always wanted to work in sports.
What was your time like as the assistant athletic director?
Internship for me. I was more or less his assistant. And I don't really think I'd be working in game day operations if it wasn't for him. I didn't actually realize that I wanted to work in game ops until that internship. It was like my last semester of college, and he kind of ran me through everything. I was able to attend like OSAA meetings for the Oregon Sports Association, and I learned how to run video boards, script writing, and he just gave me like kind of my like personal slogan, which is he kind of sat me down the first day and said, "Hey, the main thing I want you to do while you're here is make yourself essential. And as long as you're essential and something happens to you, we shouldn't be able to operate because you make yourself so essential to the organization." That's kind of what I've kind of tried to do my whole sports career, is kind of specialize in everything that I can, which is why I know about mascotting and script writing and all the game day operation stuff.
What was your time like as the game promotions director and on-field host for the Corvallis Knights?
Yeah, so my time at the Corvallis Knights was really fun. Being an on-field host is an experience because you're just standing on the field with a microphone looking at thousands of people. And I was really rewarding for me too, because growing up I had a speech impediment. I still stutter to this day, and just being able to like conquer that and do that hurdle was very rewarding for me. Struggling with my speech and stuff from an early age. And then there also learned more about script writing, which is kind of one of the things that I like most enjoy at every sports organization is writing those game day scripts.
What was it like working as the game day operations and the roles and responsibilities when you were with the Western Oregon University?
Yeah, so that was that was my first position in sports. And it kind of shows you what you really have to do to make it in this industry, because I was like working in the university mailroom. Our equipment manager comes in and goes, "Man, I don't want to be Wolfie the Wolf today." I go, "Dude, I can do it." Like, so then like a month later, I make my debut as the Western Oregon Wolf at literally at this stadium. Um, and From there, I learned I essentially helped with setup and tear down, and then I later used that as a way to get in with my later position at Western Oregon as well.
What was it like at West Oregon to become the sports marketing?
Yeah, that was it was like kind of like coming back home to me, since I like spent so many years at that university. It was really fun to be able to kind of debut this new game day show that Western Oregon had never had. So beforehand, they didn't have any shows, any like kind of in-game competitions and stuff. And it was really fun to me to bring that big show atmosphere to such a small college. and it was a very rewarding position for me for sure.
What was it like during your time with the Portland Pickles in the front office?
The Portland Pickles is one of the most fun jobs I'll probably ever have. They have such good culture over there, and I learned everything that I could about sports over there. So I was able to sell sponsorships, tickets. I was meeting with people from like big corporations, so Doc Martens, and like with doing everything, I was also performing every game as the Pickle. And then I was even on stage with Grammy award-winning band Portugal the Man. Like I danced on stage with them. It was insane. So they are a very fun college wood bat team, and I value a bunch of stuff that I learned from them for sure.
What was your time like working in the front office with the Timbers second?
Yeah, so Timbers 2 was really fun for me. So the Timbers 2 operations is also ran through the Hillsboro Hops organization. We manage both teams. But working for T2 was really fun for me because the week I started here was the week that quarantine started in Oregon. So we weren't even expecting to have a baseball season or a soccer season. All of a sudden, the USL goes, "Hey, by the way, we're having a season," and we're all sitting here going, "Okay, let's just try to manage this." And it was really fun to be able to actually watch live sports in the middle of all this COVID madness going on, and just being able to kind of show everyone what I'm about here. I wound up being one of the ball sanitizers for the team, which was really interesting. So which also meant with me working firsthand with the players, I had to get a weekly COVID test, which I am fine with never doing again because it was brutal. But yeah, and I got to work at Providence Park, which is easily one of my favorite stadiums that I've ever been to. I'm a huge Timbers fan, so it was really cool to be able to see underneath the stadium and see all the like background stuff.
What was it like whenever you got the job with the Hillsboro Hoppers as the
Yeah,
mascot coordinator?
so kind of a like dream come true for me. Obviously, I went through a bunch of different positions to wind up where I am now. So but it was also stressful because again I started the week that quarantine started. So my second day we're setting up stuff for the soccer season, and then we get like gathered around and they go, "Oh, by the way, there's hiring freeze. Nick, you just made the cut. Welcome to the team." And I'm like, "Oh my god." So but we didn't wind up having to let anyone go, furlough, and it's an amazing organization here. So
What are your roles and responsibilities working with the Hillsboro Hoppers as the mascot coordinator?
yeah, so at the Hillsboro Hops as a mascot coordinator, I do a lot of kind of game day show stuff. So I was just working on all of our contests for our upcoming series. I also manage all of our scripts. I upload stuff to our video board, and I've also taught people how to run the video board as well. We have two boards here. We have a big ribbon board in right field and then one in center field as well.
What is the process like if somebody would like to meet Hops, the mascot?
Yeah, so we have a form online on our community page that you can fill out. It's just a the mascot like request, and then it gets sent to me, and then I just kind of review it and see if we can send our guy out there and see what his availability is and stuff.
How far has Hops gone to do mascot appearances?
Ooh, for at least our mascot appearance, we kind of have like a 30-mile radius. A lot of his appearances right now are on Zoom calls. He's been doing a lot of classroom visits and stuff recently over Zoom. which can be a little chaotic with a bunch of kids all wanting his attention, but then all trying to learn at the same time. And it gets a little crazy. Yeah.
Of course, with COVID being a big factor, how have you pivoted to have more mascot appearances for Hops? Like you said, you had Zoom.
So we, again, a lot of our appearances do tend to be over Zoom. We did start we have barley grams now. So you pay a certain amount of money and then barley will come with a birthday bag and sign and knock on people's door and give them presents and a photo op. And it's a really cool program I was able to debut here.
With Hops doing a lot of Zoom meetings, do you see y'all doing more meetings than actual like meeting somebody in person?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's now it's starting to get a little less crazy. At the peak of it, barley was only going out like into the public like once or twice a week. We got really into TikTok too, which is it's something I never expected me to get into, but we went super viral on a TikTok video, which was super cool. We got 26 million views on one video. So
What is the game day like for Hops?
for me at least, it gets a little crazy. So if we have like a game at 6:30, I get here at like 9:30 in the morning because I have to prepare our office for a morning meeting. So then we kind of have our like 10 o'clock meeting and kind of go over all that. And then I kind of go to a graphic designer, get all of our graphics ready, run it up to the video board, kind of prepare concourse and all that for stuff. And then I make the final touches on our game day script, which is kind of what happens every inning of every game. Because sports are just a show within a show. So then after I'm kind of done with our production meeting, which happens about an hour before the game, I go downstairs and make sure that our mascot suit is clean, and then kind of make sure that our performer is nice and ready, and then I just kind of follow them around throughout the game and make sure that people treat them well.
What is it like during the games to see fans like interact with Hops?
Yeah, so it's really cool. So a lot of people think that like mascots are like just a kids thing, and I feel like it is, but it's also the amount of men that get excited over seeing a gigantic hop like run around with like a beer in their hand. Considering that hops make beer, a lot of people get excited over seeing a hop walking around.
What is some roles and responsibilities as the mascot coordinator?
Yeah, so for me at least, it's a lot of managing kind of what our mascot's appearance is, kind of what moves he's supposed to do, how he looks upon the public. A lot of what I do is manage our TikTok account. And then with COVID going on, I have to wear a lot of hats right now, so I am doing a lot of the game day promotion stuff. So I'm managing our script and working on kind of like what our game day Bible is, or like game day details, what happens during the game, what to expect, and all that type of stuff.
What is something that you learned now that you didn't know before becoming a mascot coordinator?
Kind of back to like the barley gram thing. I pitched the idea thinking that like a few people would want barley to like come to their house for their birthday, and I realized that a lot of people just want to have a mascot birthday like present surprise, and it's awesome. So other than that, I learned how to run a video board system about 2 months ago. I didn't really know how to like shoot graphics up there, and since then I've taught several staff here, and then we also have the Vancouver Canadians within our facility right now, so I've also taught a lot of people in their organization how to run it as well. So
What advice would you give somebody looking to become a mascot coordinator on the professional field?
yeah, so I think advice I would give to anyone wanting to even work in sports is initiative. back to like me starting at Western Oregon, like the only reason I got into sports in the first place was just because I put my name out there and I go, hey, like, do you need a guy? And as long as you're showing initiative and getting out there and trying your best, people will want to work with you. It all, like, back to Shane Hedrick's advice at Central High School too, as long as you diversify your skill set and make yourself essential to any organization. If you're essential, they can't get rid of you, and they need you to do your best job. So,
Where can my listeners find Hillsboro Hops Hat on social media and Hops Hat, the mascot?
yeah. So we our Instagram handle is just at Hillsboro Hops, right there. And then we are also on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and then Barley the Hop also has his own Twitter as well. So, and then I think his handle is just Barley T Hop on Twitter.
Thank you again for your interview, and best of luck in your future as the mascot coordinator for the Hillsboro Hops.
Thank you.
You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again for your interview, and best of luck.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.